Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some new products that I got from LA Girl. I recently went to Ulta and I saw these on the display and I was like, I've got to try them out because I love LA Girl products. I picked up 6 new items from that line. I have an eye palette, I have some new bronzers, I also have some new lip products, and I'm going to just show those to you today. I'm going to try them on. I'm going to give you my thoughts. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. But before we do, if you're new here, thank you for being here. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you'll know when I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to add to my face is the Oma Trip and Smooth Primer. I realize that I'm saying the name of this product wrong. I hear Uoma and then I hear Oma, and I really think it's Oma. That's how I think it's correctly pronounced. But this is the primer that I have been loving from that brand. It is a very nice smoothing primer. Although it's very nice and smoothing, it does not make me or keep me matte. So I am going to put a matte primer on the center of my face, but I'm going to concentrate this as well, like around my pores and my forehead. I want all of that smoothed out. To mattify my skin, I'm going to go in with the Grip Primer by Revlon. This is such a good primer, guys. It is a 16-hour wear primer, one of my favorite matte primers from the drugstore, and I'm just going to add that to the center of my face. We're going to start with eyes first because I'm not sure if this palette is going to actually have any fallout, but I did pick up the LA Girl Pro Pastels palette. There were 3 new palettes like this. There was a neutrals, there was a jewels, and then there was this one. There was also their new, I think it's called Summer Glow palette. And I already have a lot like the Summer Glow, and this really intrigued me with all the pastel shades. So I really wanted to try this one, so that's why I purchased this one instead. So these are the shades up close. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful pastel shades, so I hope we get some color payoff with these. I'm gonna go ahead and start with eye primer really quickly. I am gonna go in with my Sephora eye primer. I recently found my Jaclyn Hill eye primer, which I was so happy about. So I'm just gonna place this on the eyes. Just gonna rub it in with my finger. Now we're gonna go into this beautiful palette. Now I will say there's not very many transition shades in here. We're gonna go ahead and just play with this and just do what we can with this palette. So let me go ahead and get a brush. Let me go ahead and set my eyes with this shade right here. This is like a kind of like a cream shade. They don't really have names, they have numbers. So this would be like number 1. And I'm just gonna set that primer. For it being a cream shade, it's pretty pigmented. I guess I'm gonna go in with this purple shade right here. Use this as my transition shade. I saw this in store and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to try this pastel palette. The Summer Glow palette is gorgeous, guys. If you're looking for a palette that has like more gold bronzy tones and warm tones, that palette is like a great summer palette. I just felt like my Morphe palette, the one that I just purchased, is just like that. It's got a lot of golds, a lot of bronze shades, so I was like, I really don't need another palette with all those shades because I have one at home. But pastels, I hardly have any pastel shade palettes. I have some, but not many. Okay, that's a pretty nice purple shade. Very nice and pastel. I want to go in with this shade right here, which is like a really beautiful purple shade. Gosh, it's like a kind of like one of those like shocking purples. It's not purple purple, it's not light purple, it's not lavender. It's just kind of like what I call like a shocking purple. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush and then run that all over. Yeah, see how it's like a shocking purple? That's what I call it. It's not called shocking purple, but it is one of those purples that stands out and it's really pretty. I wonder how it would do if I wet my brush. Let me wet my brush. Okay, so this is what it looks like without wetting my brush. Let me wet my brush a little bit and see if I can get like a little bit more pop to that shade. This is a very creamy formula. When I dip my brush in there in the beginning, it cracks really easy. That's pretty typical of LA Girl. They always have these really creamy shades, and I'm going to show you. You'll see that it's kind of, see how it's kind of crumbled there? Because it's so creamy. It's not falling out and it's not going anywhere. It's just kind of crumbly in a sense that it's creamy, not that it's dry. Okay, with the spray, of course, I get a lot more color payoff. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. You don't have to use a wet brush, guys. You can go into your eye directly with this and you get a really nice shade, but it's a very sheer purple shade. What I'm doing is I'm taking it on my brush and I'm just kind of patting it on the eyelid, just pressing it on there. We're gonna take another shade and we're gonna go on the outer corner because I wanna kind of deepen it up. I think I'm gonna go into this blue right here. It's a really pretty indigo type blue. I'm just gonna try to deepen up the corner with that. It's not super dark, so yeah, the blue's not really cutting it. So let's go in with the shade next to it, which is like a gray shade, and just pat that into the corner. Okay, that was okay. I'm gonna go into my All Mattes ColourPop palette because I want to deepen up that corner. I'm gonna go in with that shade right there just to deepen up the corner because those other shades aren't doing it. If you want to put a matte shade on, you really have to go into another palette because there's really no darker shades in there that are matte. They're all pretty much like shimmer shades, but this black is really good. It'll really deepen things up. All right, so now let's go into foundation. I am gonna be using my Photo Focus Wet n Wild foundation. This is in the shade Caramel. Caramel is going to work for me because I did self-tan. Place it on my skin. Caramel does seem like a little bit on the yellowy side. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Makeup Forever redness corrector. This is not for redness for me. This is actually to mix in with my foundation. When it's a little bit too warm, I like to put like a little dot on each area that I put on my face, and it ends up neutralizing the foundation. It just makes the foundation look like less yellow, less warm. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. blurring brush. I'm just going to press this into the skin. Another way I like to do I like to use that green product is I like to put it into the foundation before putting it on my skin because sometimes I just get a better, color if I mix it and just like, just so I can find the perfect shade. But this way works too. And if it's still a little bit too warm, I usually go in with a little bit more of the green to kind of balance everything out. And it looks a little bit warm on my forehead, so I'm just gonna go in with just a little bit of green like that. Just like that, and a little bit on my nose. I love this stuff to change the foundation tone. I am gonna go in with Tarte Shape Tape. I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna just put that on this area. Take the brush and just press it in gently. Now I'm gonna take my concealer, and I don't have a new concealer. I'm just gonna go with my JOA concealer. I have been loving this concealer. It's amazing. And I'm gonna go in with a sponge to blend this out. I'm gonna spread it a little bit on the under eyes and let it sit for just a minute. All right, now that it's sat for just a minute, and it really not a minute, it's just a few seconds, like 30 seconds, I go ahead and blend it into the under eyes. So my camera keeps focusing in and out. I don't know why. It's got a new battery in there, so I don't know what is going on with it. So I did pick up this Undone powder. This is in Banana Bear. This is a different shade. I've never seen this shade. I've seen like medium, light medium, and there's another one called Fair, I think. I've seen those, but I've never seen Banana Bear, so I wanted to try it under my eyes today. I love my Undone powder for my face. I do use that one in medium, which I'm gonna use today. When I saw this, I figured I'd pick it up so I can go ahead and try it. Right, so that is Banana Bear. It's just a banana shade powder for the under eyes, so I'm going to use a puff and just dip my powder puff in there, and then I'm just gonna press it under the eyes. That did a beautiful job. Put a little bit here. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a medium to set my face. Now I'm gonna go in with eyebrow pencil. I'm gonna use a Brow Wow in deep brown, and I'm going to brush my eyebrows out. This adds a little bit of color. It also brushes your eyebrows out, gets them ready for you to put pencil on them, or if you have thick brows, you can just use this, and it just adds a little bit of color to your brow. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. I'm using my e.l.f. Deep Brown pencil, one of my favorites. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll finish up. All right, guys, brows are done. Let's go ahead ahead and get into this bronzer. I got this matte bronzer. It's a two-toned type of matte bronzer. This is what the bronzer looks like up close. You have two shades here. I'm gonna swatch both because I want you guys to see the difference. One is super light and then one is really dark, which is probably more my shade, the dark one. Those are the two shades. The light one is like right there and the dark one's right here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix the two. And it is very powdery. Let's check this out. What do you guys think? It's pretty, isn't it? Both of those shades together look really nice. And I'm using a stippling brush because I wasn't sure how pigmented it was gonna be. And this just kind of gives that airbrush look. I'll put a little bit on my neck, kind of bring everything down. But that is really pretty. Now I for sure would have to mix both of them. I could not use just this one. It's just way too light for me. So if you're gonna buy this and you're fair skin, you could probably use this and then add a little bit of that. And then if you're my skin tone or darker, I would just either go in with just this shade or both shades together. So let's go ahead and go into the new highlighter. So this is the highlighter up close. So let's do a little swatch. Ooh, very creamy, very soft. Oh wow. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was gonna be, which I'm gonna love. It's this one right here. You see that? It's all of that right there. Oh wow, yeah, see, I like this. This is very subtle. It's like a soft highlight. I'm gonna go into a cheek product real quick. Some of my favorite blushes are from LA Girl. I saw someone the other day on YouTube and they showed an LA Girl blush stick. I have not seen any in Ulta or anywhere else. If you guys know where they sell those, please let me know. I'll also look on their website to see if I can find them, but it looked like she had like a really powdery pink blush stick and it was beautiful, but when I searched for it, I couldn't find it. So these are some of my favorite blushes that I love from LA Girl, and I think their blushes actually only come like in 3 shades. I think I'm gonna use Rosebud. That's what I'm gonna use today. I think that'll go with this look. And what I like to do is just put a little bit on the back of my hand, just like that, and then I take a brush and I'll just press it into the brush, kind of warm it up, and then I'll go onto my cheeks. These blushes are so good, guys, and they're very like soft matte and super affordable as well. Now we're gonna go into lips. I have 3 lip products. One of them I know I'm not gonna use, but this one is like a lip mousse. This is what it looks like. This is in the shade Slay. I also have another lip mousse here. It's in the shade Lowkey. This is really pretty too. And then I have a lip gloss. It's called Lumilicious. So I think I'm gonna use both of these just to see how both of them go on the lips. LA Girl has some really good lip liners. Some of my favorites are the ones that just came out here like a few months ago. It's these here. I love these lip liners. I'm gonna go in with Gingerbread, line my lips. I had a piece of napkin right here. I had a piece of napkin when I wiped my lips. Let's try the gloss first, and then we'll go in with the lip mousse. The reason why I want to do that is I want to see how the gloss is on its own, and then we'll take it off and put the lip mousse on. So this is the applicator, and I like it because it has like that area where it collects the gloss. I love that. Oh wow, I had no idea this was gonna be that pigmented. Isn't that pretty? What color did I get? I didn't even tell you guys. I got peach. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. This is right up my alley. Okay, we're gonna take this off, but I just wanted you guys to see it. It's a beautiful nude peach shade, and it's not sticky. Feels really nice on the lips, and it has really nice pigmentation. So let me go ahead and blot this off. All right, so this is the lip mousse. Has the same type of applicator as the gloss. You see that? So we're gonna go ahead and put the lip mousse on. Again, this shade is called Lowkey. I don't know that it goes with this eye look, but it is gorgeous. It dries really fast. It feels nice on the lips. It doesn't feel drying. Not right now. Yeah, I'm loving this shade. I'm loving it. So yeah, this one, this Slay one, I'm definitely gonna use here soon, but wow, this feels really nice. I'm really surprised how well it feels. It feels really good. I am gonna add this lipstick by LA Girl called Nudie. I'm just gonna put it on the center. kind of like the same shade. It really didn't make a difference. Those LA Girl lipsticks are really good. I don't know if they sell them anymore. They might be discontinued. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some gloss on top. I think this lip combo with the gloss and the lip mousse goes really well with this eye look. So I do like that. I'm gonna finish the eyes. I wanna put another color down here at the bottom. I think I'm gonna put that blue at the bottom, just right here in the corner. Just a tiny bit, not anything too crazy. All right guys, I went ahead and put on some more earrings. I do want to go over these LA Girl products with you guys. I am super impressed with both of these products. I love the shade of the bronzer. I love the shade of the highlighter. I love that the highlighter is so like smooth. It has that melt in your skin type of look. It's just really beautiful and glowy. It's not a super shocking highlighter. It's a very soft glow. I would love to actually wear this on my body as well. I may put it on my shoulders. Let's put it on my shoulders just to see, because I think it would be beautiful like on the shoulder. Oh yeah, look at that. And for the bronzer, simply gorgeous. I think both these shades like together, mixed together, come out with like the perfect shade for my skin tone. And it doesn't come off like super red. It doesn't come off orange. It comes off just like with a beautiful tan tone. It is also very buttery. It does have a little bit of powderiness to it, but it really isn't bad. So I really do love this. I think it's gorgeous. For the lip mousse is so pretty. It didn't feel drying. It felt very wearable. Even now when I have it on underneath this gloss, it feels very wearable. It doesn't feel like it's drying my lips out at all. So yeah, love this mousse. Can't wait to try this one. And then for the gloss, guys, the gloss, I'm like so like impressed with this gloss. It is so beautiful. It is in the shade Peach. There are other shades and I'm definitely gonna pick up maybe one or two more. Right now I'm in love with the NYX Milky glosses, but this is different. The Milky glosses are more of a gloss. They do have some pigment. They're a lot shinier. This one's more of like a glossy lipstick. That's what it feels like on my lips. It looks very glossy, but it looks also like a lipstick. It has that kind of consistency. So I'm loving this. Let's talk about the banana powder. I love this, guys. Love the medium powder in this. Target had Undone forever. Now Ulta carries it. The Banana Bear is really pretty under the eyes. It makes that concealer look like super smooth. So the last thing I want to talk about is the palette. I think this is not a standalone palette. I'm definitely going to have to incorporate some other shades when using this palette, but just for the shades alone in the palette, all these pastel shades have pigment to them. You saw when I put it on without spraying my brush, you still had some pigment. It was a little bit sheer, but it was still there. You could see it. And after I went ahead and added spray to my brush, I mean, it really popped. I am absolutely in love with this look, but like I said, it's not a standalone palette. There aren't any really deepening shades or transition shades in this palette. So yeah, I don't mind that because the palette was only, I think it was like $7.99. So it's well worth it because this is very pigmented. Loved all the shades I used. I will swatch a couple of shades that I didn't use. One thing I will say before we swatch is this shade, as you can see, it looks kind of like it crumbled, and it did, but like I said, it's not that kind of crumble where it crumbles and falls out of the pan. It's more of that crumble effect where it just sits in the pan, and then once you put it on your brush, it sticks to your brush or your finger. Let me swatch a couple that I didn't use today. They're very creamy. So these are some of the shades that I didn't use, and look how beautifully they swatched. I'm super impressed with this as well. I think it's such a beautiful palette, especially right now for summer. I think you could even use a few of these shades going into the fall because not all of them are super bright. There's some in here that are very versatile. You can wear them like whenever. So that's it for me trying all of these new products that I just picked up from Ulta. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.